Hello and welcome to another wrap-up. If I sound slightly different, I've been sick, so I'm still kind of nasally, I guess. If I am, I don't know. Ignore it. So in October, I actually read quite a lot, I think. I read 10 books, which is pretty good compared to a lot of the months so far. Let's just get into the stats because I don't know what else to do. So in terms of genre, I read 3 fantasy books, 5 romance books, and 2 graphic novels or comics or manga or whatever. Pictures and books. And in terms of star rating, I read 2 5 stars, 1 4.5 star, 4 4 stars, and 3 3.5 stars. And in total, I read 3,113 pages. Which is kind of a pretty number, I guess. 3113. I don't know. Let's get into the books, because that's why you're here. And me. All of us. So the first book I read in October was Perfect on Paper by Sophie Gonzalez. This was so good. This is a book about a girl called Darcy, and she basically has this business at school where people leave notes, anonymous notes, in a locker 89, I think it was. Yes. And she gives them advice, obviously for money, on relationship stuff. And it's about a guy called Alexander finding out that she's the one in charge of that, and he wants her help to get back with his ex-girlfriend. That's the plot of the book. This was so cute. I really love Alexander so much. I don't know. I give this a 5 star, clearly. There's a love triangle in this, but I didn't hate it for the first time ever, which is weird. There's bi-rep and there's also trans-rep, which is super fun. This is such a fun read and so cute, and I love it. Sophie Gonzalez might start to become my new favorite author. One of them. I don't have favorites. But yeah, this is so good. Highly recommend if you like romance books and stuff like that. I don't know. The next book I read was A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahereh Mafi. I read this for the buzzword of that month, which was elements, therefore sea. This follows a girl called Shirin. I don't know how to say it correctly, but yeah. And she's a Muslim girl, and it's about her life after 9/11, which is horrible, because people suck sometimes. And her falling in love with a guy called Ocean, which, let's just ignore the name. I hate it a little bit, but it's fine. Yeah. And we also follow her breakdancing, which I've never seen in a book, so that was fun. I gave this a 4 star. I really liked it. It's cute and all that, even though there were some parts that really cringed me out. Key point when he called her baby, I physically cringed. Yeah, the only thing I didn't like was the ending. I don't like endings like that. If you read this, you know, I don't like it. I get it, but I don't like it. I think that's the only thing that I didn't like, but I don't really remember because I read this super fast and then forgot about it a little bit, so yeah. The next book I read was a manga from NetGalley called When Will Ayumu Make His Move? I think that's how you say the name. Again, I'm not good at this. It's a really cute manga about a boy and a girl who are the only 2 people in a club. I forgot what it's called, but it's like chess, kind of. And the guy clearly has a crush on the girl, and she just wants him to tell her, but he won't, because he wants to beat her at the game first. I gave it a 4 star. It's super cute, but like, it's a manga, and volume 1. Nothing really happens, so yeah. But it's really cute, and I want to read the next one, so. The next book I read was another arc from NetGalley called I Hate You More. I don't remember who it's by, but as usual, I put a picture up and hopefully you can see who it's by. This book follows 2 characters, a nurse assistant person, I don't know what her job is actually, whose patient, basically, which is an old woman, wants her to enroll her dog into a competition, and on the other hand we have a dog competition judge. But it's basically those two characters start off by hating each other. Obviously that's not how it ends, and it's about them having to see each other basically every day, her being stubborn with a dog that isn't competition worthy, and him doing everything in his power to not be attracted by her, basically. Yeah, I gave this a 3.5. It was okay. If you're a child, don't read this. Yeah, I was expecting something else and I got something different, which is okay, but it was just fine for me. The romance, it was okay. I didn't feel like it was love, more like lust, if that makes sense. And I didn't care about the characters that much, so there you have it, basically. That's why I give it a 3.5. It was okay. It was fast, and it was reasonably cute as a romance, but like, there's one scene in it that I can't even talk to you about because one, it's spoilery, and two, it's not fit for the internet. But if you've read this, you know what scene I'm talking about. I was not expecting that, and I never will forget that ever. It's ingrained in my brain now. Unwillingly. I don't want it there. It needs to leave, but it won't. The next book that I read was God's Grave by J. Kristoff. So good. This is the continuation, the second book of the Nevernight Chronicles by J. Kristoff, obviously, where we follow a main character called Mia, who's trying to become an assassin for this weird church. Yeah, that's literally the shortest description I can give you. It's really fun. I gave this one 5 stars again. So good. Kind of hate the romance in this. If you know, if you've read this, you know. Don't like that romance, but I was fine with it in this one. We'll talk later about the other one, but I don't know. I loved this. Annotated it again. I don't know if you can see. Maybe. Yeah. So fun. Loved this series until this book. The other one we'll talk about in a second, but so good. Highly recommend the first 2 books. The next book that I read was Tweet Cute by Emma Lord, which is about 2 characters that in real life they're friends, kind of, but on the internet they are rivals, I guess. Basically, the girl character, I forgot her name, Pepper's family has a big fast food chain, sort of like Burger King. And Jack, which is the other character, he has a small family business that also has burgers and stuff in it. And basically they enter a tweet fight. I don't know what you call it. Twitter fight? I don't know. Fight each other on the internet and get a lot of likes and stuff. That's the whole book. I don't know how to explain this correctly. I'm really sorry. I gave this a 4.5. It was so cute. Loved it. Except the parents' conflict. That's the only critique I have of this. I don't get it. It could have been anything else, but I hate it. Yeah, that's the only critique of this. The rest was super cute. Love the 2 main characters. Liked the ending, which is important. The next book that I read was another comic from NetGalley called Chef's Kiss. Again, I don't know who did it, but hello. Which is about a guy who wants to be an author, but he cannot find a job and eventually just becomes a chef at this really eccentric restaurant. To become a chef there, he needs to pass some tests involving a pig. That sounds so weird. Basically, the owner of this restaurant has a pet pig who is a food connoisseur for some reason, and the pig needs to approve of the food so that the guy can work there. But it is so cute. I really liked it. I gave it a 4 star. It has a little bit of romance in it. The romance was okay. I really liked the side characters. They were all developed in this short graphic novel, so I loved that. The only thing I had a problem with was the yoga scene. It was so unnecessarily long. The rest of it was super cute. I just wish there was more of the romance. The next book that I read was Bridge of Souls by Victoria Schwab or V.E. Schwab, whatever you want. And this is the third book of the Cassidy Blake series. I don't know if this is the last one. I hope it's not, because this was a disappointment if it's the last book. I feel like there's a shadow on me. Maybe I'm hallucinating. Anyways, this follows a main character called Cassidy Blake, and she can see ghosts. And basically her parents are ghost investigators, kind of, where they go to different cities and talk about the ghost stories and the history for a TV show. And she goes with them and problems happen. This one is in New Orleans, which is really cool. I've never been there, but I really want to go there one day, hopefully. It was super fun, but I don't know. It felt lacking, I guess. I feel like it should have been more dramatic than the past two books, because the first one was dramatic. Second one, more dramatic. This one should have been even more dramatic, but it wasn't. It sort of went down for me. For me, opinions. So yeah, I don't know. It was good. I didn't care for the problem of this story, so yeah, kind of sad that I didn't like it. Whatever. The next book that I read in October was the last book in the Nevernight Chronicles, called Dark Dawn. And since I already explained what this series is about, kind of, with the first one, I don't need to talk about it again. But this was so disappointing, because I thought this was going to be a new favorite series. It's not. I love the first two, but this one just was a no. I did give it a 4 stars, but if you want to know in depth what I think about this, I wrote a huge review on Goodreads. I love Mia, and I love Mia and Mercurio, and I love another character that I don't want to spoil, because whatever. Also, the humor in this book is, in this whole series, is what makes it amazing for me. So I love that. But I love that in all of the books. But there are so many negatives. I didn't like the plot of this book. I don't get it. I don't like it. No. Hated the ending. And I hated so much the love interest. If you've read this, you know exactly who I mean. I hate this person so much. And I think the romance should have been with the other person, because that other person is amazing. But this character just pissed me off. I don't like the romance. Hate it. Just ruined the book for me. It could have been so much better. And also the plot I didn't care for that much. So. And the last book that I read in October was another arc from NetGalley called Lucky Leap Day, I think. I don't remember who it's by, again. You can see, which follows two characters that on Leap Day accidentally super fast get married, and they basically don't know each other. So the main character, the girl, she doesn't live in Ireland, but he is Irish. So he ends up going with her back to the US, as if that would happen in the real world. But he ends up going with her because they're married. And try to figure out how to not be married anymore. But stuff happens, obviously, you can understand, because romance books. I gave this a 3.5. It was okay. I really wanted to read it because it sounded like one of my favorite movies, which is Leap Year. Yes. Which I love. I love it so much. It's one of my favorite movies. So cute. If you haven't watched it, watch it. I really liked the romance. I liked Finn, which is the love interest, but like, I don't know. I liked the ending, but the epilogue was a no. Oh my god, no. The ending was cute, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like there was something lacking. I didn't like the problem. I don't know what it's called. I always say problem, but I don't know what it's actually called. It might be like climax or something. I don't know technical words. But I didn't like that much. It was okay. It was predictable at times. I don't know. It was an okay book. It wasn't amazing. I don't know how else to explain it. These plus the arcs were the books that I read in October. I'm pretty proud of myself because the Nevernight books are huge. I'm pretty proud, I'm not gonna lie. I'm proud of myself. Sometimes you need to be proud of yourself for small, irrelevant things. Those are all the books. I think it was a pretty good month, not gonna lie. But that is everything for today, and I'll see you in my next weird video. Bye!